Hello students, this is Mr. Tullman, and today I'm going to show you how to build a tour to tell the story of COVID-19. And we're just going to do this together. So what you're going to do is you're going to go to tourbuilder.withgoogle.com, and then you are going to sign in with your account and then click Create a Tour. You're going to name this The Journey of COVID-19 by your name, and then click Create Tour. As you can see, we have the name of our tour on the left, our name, and then we're going to add a photo. A great place to go is Unsplash. If you go to unsplash.com and search for COVID-19, there's some great photos. If you click on an animation below, there will be a bunch. Some will be from the CDC, so find one you like and then download for free. And you can even give that author credit. So after you do that, you're going to add a photo, upload photo, and get it from your downloads. If you like it, go with it. If you want something else, you can do that. For your summary, tell what the story is going to be about. And your criteria is to tell the story of how COVID-19 got started, where it happened, when it happened, and what happened. And I would like you to include 5 or more locations to mark the journey of COVID-19, where it started and where it went to. Now, you can do the whole story, and maybe there's like tons of times and places it went to, but for now, we'll just put a description. So 2 to 3 sentences about what this story is about. This is the story of COVID-19. Where did it start? When did it start? What happened next? You can choose the type of story. I'm going to recommend a 3D story. You can choose the color path, and we're stuck with, I'm going to go with red because that reminds me of COVID-19. If you go under advanced, we'll just stick with borders and labels. Now, the next thing that you're going to do is we are going to add a location. And you can search for the location right here, but you may be thinking, wait a second, I don't know the story of COVID-19. I don't know where it first started and what happened next. So how do you find that information? You Google it. So I'm going to open a new tab and type COVID-19 timeline. And then I'm going to look for a reliable source. There's the timeline by the World Health Organization. That's going to be a good one. I also see one from NBC News. I'm going to go with the WHO timeline. And as you can see, it shows the time and the location about where this happened. So I'm going to grab that location, and I'm going to go back to my tour creator, Control-C copy, Control-V paste, and I just happen to have that location. So now this is actually the Public Security Bureau. I wonder if there's a particular place that happened. If you wanted to dig a little further, you could click on these links and find out exactly when that was. So you find a location, and we're just going to add this to our tour. And I'm just going to change this to that. Oh, we'll just go with that. So it shows the basic location of where that came from. So let's add that to the tour. So as you can see, we have a red mark, and we have some options. We can add some photos. So if you were to click on this, you could do a Google search or even a YouTube search, an image search by URL. So if I wanted to put that location and then search for that, well, I have some great shots to show where that is. And these are all copyright free. So I'm just going to grab a few of these here. That one is actually, that's actually really pretty. So I'm going to just grab a few photos and then send them to this. And now I have a small photo gallery of when this happened. Now, look at, there's a start date and a month and a year. So I'm going to have to go back to my source and I'm going to go back to the timeline. So December 2019, the 31st of December. So I'm going back to my tour builder. I'm going to change this to December. The day of the month was the 31st, and then the year was 2019. Now, for the end date, I'm not going to put anything because that's when it starts, and I don't even know if that's ended yet. But then it's asking me to tell a little bit about this. So you're going to have to research this place, maybe read up on those source links that the World Health Organization referred us to. Should you copy and paste? No, but you can use the words that are here to write what happened in your own sentences. So you may have to read through this to figure out what happened and then put that information. I wouldn't make it too long, 2 to 3 sentences. Now, another option you have here is to change the icon. So let's change the icon, and we have these icons to choose from. But if we wanted to use a custom icon, we could do that. And since I'm not seeing anything that reminds me of COVID-19, no, not really. I can go to Google and I'm just going to type in COVID-19, and instead of timeline, I'm going to put icon. Icon. And here's awesome font icons. And I see an icon for a virus, or I can look up images. And I want something really basic, maybe this one right here. So I'm going to click on this. I'm going to right click and I'm going to copy image address. And then I go back to my tour and I paste that image and I press OK. And now I have this cool icon that marks where this happened. So as you go out of your tour, you can see where that is. Now, since this is the first place, if there was a way to put a number, that would be cool to show a sequence of where it started and then where it went to. But I'll leave that for now. Now, after you have all of the information here, you can add another location. So where did it go next? I'm going to go back to my source, go back to the timeline, and I see January 1st, 2020. Now, not all of these will be significant events, so I'm going to look for the next location. And I see, I'm looking, I'm scanning, instead of reading every single word, I'm looking for really important events. And here, January 13th, 2020, officials affirm a case in Thailand. So, started in China and now it's moved over to Thailand. So I would go back to my world tour, my tour builder, and click add location. And then I need to type in the location, but to be very accurate, I'm going to go to this link to see if I can find exactly where this place is. And unfortunately, it's not giving me an exact location within Thailand. I think Thailand's a pretty big place, but I'll just put Thailand since I don't have any other information. Oh, there's Thailand. So let's add Thailand to the tour. And now we're going to add Thailand. And I'm going to just add COVID-19 and see if there's any pictures of evidence of Thailand with COVID-19. If I don't see any, I can just look for pictures of Thailand so the people know. These are some really beautiful pictures. And then select. So now I have a few pictures. If one of them is broken, you can click on it and there should be a way to get rid of that. So I'm just going to click that trash can. Oh, I removed 2 of them. You can always add more if you want. You can also add a video if you find a YouTube video. So that was in January. I believe it was the 13th, but let's just double check my source. Yep, the 13th of January. And then the year is 2020 now. And then 2 to 3 sentences, you can add a link or format this. And then let's change that icon. Oh, it looks like it wants me to put that same thing again. So let's put this. So I'm going to copy that image, address, put it there, press OK. And look at that. There's a line. It starts in China, it goes to Thailand. So what would we do next after we put our 2 to 3 sentences? We would add another location. We'd go back to our source, back to the timeline, and look for the next outbreak. We're learning a lot about it. And again, I'm not reading every single word, I'm scanning and I'm looking for locations. And if you decide that this isn't enough, we can go back to our Google search and go to the NBC News. You'd want this to be a reliable source, so it wouldn't be a blog. And you can see if this confirms, yep, that's where it happened. They're learning about it. And then there's the China or the Thailand case. Oh, we can read more, so we can go to this. Oh, and this is a document from the World Health Organization giving us some more details. So January 20th, it looks like Korea was the next reported case. So we're going to go back to our tour builder, type in Korea, and let's add this to our tour. So now we're seeing a pattern. It's spreading out from China to Thailand, probably from China to there. So kind of an outspreading. And we'd go through the same process. So you need to have at least 5 locations. You can do more than that. But each location should have a name, a photos and or videos, a start date, and then 2 to 3 sentences of what happened and where it's at. Now, when you're done editing, you can click Done Editing, and we can go to Share. And if you were turning this into your teacher, you'd want to make sure who has access. Anyone with the link can access, and save that. We can copy that and paste it into our Google Classroom. Now this says create and share, collaborate in your stories in 3D on Google Earth. That looks interesting. And if you want to explore how far you can take this, feel free to do that. If you want to use Screencastify or Loom or another recording device, to record your tour, you can do that. But let's see what this tour looks like. I'm going to paste this in a new tab, and this is what it looks like. So here's the introduction. You can see the sequence. I click next, and then I have my images or videos about China, and I can have, and my sentences would be here. The next place it goes is Thailand. Oh, let's open it in Earth. Google Earth is like Google Maps except 3D. And look at, here's my tour in 3D on Google Earth. So let's present this. So if I was going to do a screencast like what I'm doing now, I could tell the story, I could read my evidence that I found, click next, and talk them through how it went to Thailand, read my notes on the side, and then talk about how it went to Korea. And I wonder if it's going to show the date. Oh, I didn't put the date for Korea. Let's see, did it show it for Thailand? I don't really see a date, so you may have to include that in your sentences as well. I also don't like those X's. It looks like it doesn't like the image I found. So you may have to choose the Google selected images. So reach out if you have any questions. You can email me or post a comment on Google Classroom. And I'm looking forward to check out your COVID-19 tours. So thanks for watching.